I'd like to welcome you to this live stream, this show about Reuben Kimani. We are in the new year. I'd like to start by saying Happy New Year. How are you doing, by the way? The year is old. My friend reminded me today morning. The year is old. Today is 21st. We have been we are 3 weeks old to 2022. Today we are talking about New Year resolution. I would like to convince you why everything that you have been told about the new year is fundamentally wrong. Are you one of those people, when New Year comes, you comes with new hope, fresh start, new enthusiasm, new vision, and when you go to church, the pastor will tell you this is your year. Of course, that's a lie depending on how you take it and what you do after that. The pastor is always right, but what you do after that is what really matters. Everything that you have been told out the new year is wrong. I know some people are asking what I mean by that. Most things are fundamentally wrong because people take it, they're excited, but end up achieving nothing. My name is Reuben Kimani. I'm the CEO of Username Investment Limited. I'm happy to see you back in the new. This is our first video. And before you continue, I'd like to remind you to subscribe down there, click on the ring bell, so that every time we have a video this year, this is a year we would like to make a big change, especially where awareness is concerned, where convincing you to change your life is concerned, doing things differently this year. If you're investing, if you're in relationships, if it's about your spirituality, if it's about your social life, we want this year to be full of change, to be full of action, to be full of something that you can show us at the end of 2020. We basically want your year to change. And some of the pointers I'm going to show you today, please don't untune that mtambo. Let me tell you why this year will be better and what you can do about it, because it's more about what you should do, more about what you have been told. New Year comes with a powerful wave of enthusiasm. You'll actually find that most people, this is the time they want to restart their life. This is the time they have New Year resolution. This is the time they want to start something new. This time they want to stop old habits and old things that they were doing wrong. I would like to tell you some of the messages that you received in the new year. This year, most people never received messages. There is years where you would receive 100 messages in the new year. It used to wreak havoc in Safaricom network and Airtel as well. The servers used to go down. This year, maybe you get it via WhatsApp, your Facebook page. We are all online. These are some of the messages that you might have received or people told you. Number one, may the new year be filled with brightness and hope, so that darkness and sadness stay away from you. There's someone who received that. Another person said, wishing you 12 months of success, 52 weeks of laughter, 365 days of fun. This person is a mathematician. 8,760 hours of joy, 525,600 minutes of good luck, and finally, 31,536,000 seconds of happiness. These are mathematicians. Number three, may the new year bring actual change in you, not in kinds of old habits, but in a new package. May you grow like wine, old but only better with time. May you feel your new year, new adventures, accomplishment, and learnings. Did you receive some of those messages? Those are just examples. You might have received so many. And we do this because of our social connection network. You have to understand that. These messages mean nothing if you don't take them to heart. If you don't get committed to change your life this year. Even when you go to church, you just don't get born again. People get born again when they get convicted. But Jesus Christ is Lord. And you believe it in your heart. That's what the Bible says. If you are Christian, you believe it in your heart. Then you testify with your mouth. First thing is believing. Nothing will change unless you do something. Nothing will change unless you convince yourself that you have to change. You have to start with your why. Why do you want to change this year? Why do you want to do it? I'll tell you maybe in the tail end of this conversation why you need to establish your why. Why are you doing the things that you are doing? And that's why most people fail, by the way. If your why is not strong, most people want to help their children not to grow like the way you did. Most people want to help maybe their parents. Most people want to change this society. That's the why. And that's why you wake up very early in the morning at 5 a.m. to try to make that change. Those are some of the shocking resolutions that those are some of the New Year messages that most people receive. But do we really experience what those messages mean? Nothing, like I said, will change unless you get committed and do something about it. I would also like to tell you some of the New Year resolutions that most people have. You can check in your notebook, in your mobile, somewhere you wrote if these are some of your New Year resolutions. There are people who wanted to lose weight. I think that's the most common all over the world, not just in Kenya. And this is combined with eating healthier or changing their diet. That is most common all over the world, not just Kenya. The people who want to spend more time with their family and their friends. This is in regard to their social life. Are you one of them? There are those people who want to take care of their mental health. This is a topic that is being discussed widely because of what happened yesterday, unfortunate incidences that happened, and people are talking about it. And this is a very important topic. There are people who this year, they are determined to take care of their mental health. There are people who want to sort their finances and cut back on spending. Basically, financial literacy. Very committed people who really want to have a change in December. The people who want to travel more. This is interesting. I like it as well. The people who want to take up a new hobby, sport, or other interest. Those are some of the resolutions that are very common. Do you have them? I bet you must have one of these in your... For those who wrote something, you bet you must have one of these resolutions in your book, in your app, or just somewhere. You have other resolutions as well. People are different. These are new resolutions for 2022. By the way, let me ask, for all those things you wrote, or the people who say they have a tough memory, they want to commit it to memory. The people who say, I believe it in my, like the pastor tells you to stand in church. This is very common. People who don't stand because they say, I'm standing in my heart, or I'm standing in spirit. Are you one of those people? You committed your resolutions to your mind. Let me disappoint you today. It doesn't work. You have to write somewhere. Your mind remembers. I was attending some of the classes. One of the teachers was saying, one of the things that people have to do this year, especially if you are looking for a job or you want to spruce up your career, you have to take care of your social media accounts. You have to ensure that those social media accounts, maybe starting with something that is very professional, they are well written. These days, people are not looking as if they go poaching. And let me tell you, there's no way people know that you are good. People know that they are good, but there's no way they know you are good if you don't spruce up your online presence. This is like getting know how to market yourself. That is as a by the way, something I've just remembered. I'll also give you shocking statistics about your resolutions. Something that is very critical for you to understand. This is human nature. As you make those New Year resolutions, they fail. And for most people, they fail by the way. When you know it somewhere in October and you give up. Why do they fail? Number one. Of those who make results, these are statistics about from this organization called Discover Happy Habits. This is a statistics. These are research that they have done. Those who make New Year resolutions, after 1 week, 75% are successful in keeping it. After 1 week. So we are in week 3 of 2022. After 1 week, only 75% were able to keep it. After 2 weeks, the number drops to 71%. After 1 month, shockingly, the number dropped to 64%. We are 3 weeks old. In 1 week's time, only 64% of people will still be pursuing their New Year resolutions. The one I've stated. Let's look at something like investment, for example. There are those who decided this year they have to invest in something, but up to today, they have not started. Starting is not depositing money to use an investment limited to buy a plot. No. Starting is writing it somewhere, looking at your budget, the way you have been spending over the year, and slotting somewhere and saying, this 20,000 will be going to the plot, and maybe you are with your spouse. Now you can have 40,000 because you are two. That 40,000 can be used to deposit a plot there. Identifying, knowing how exactly you are going to do it, and writing it down is part of the process. Please don't commit things to memory. It doesn't work. This world is full of so many things. We have COVID that is causing a lot of havoc. We have elections, we have politics, we have blogs. We have so many distractions in our society today. There's no way you can be able to keep all those things in the mind. Actually, we have so many things in our society, so many news, so many distractions, so many things you have to do at work to a point where you don't prioritize. Like you say you have 500 things. You don't prioritize to know the 5 things that matter. Most likely you'll do the 495 that don't, because you have not prioritized. Write things down, that's what I'm meaning. Hi, let's go to after 1 month, 64%. After 6 months, only 46% of people who made the New Year's are still successful and keeping it. Less than half. By June of this year, according to these statistics, more than half of you who did New Year resolution will not be keeping it. Shockingly, by the end of the year, only 9% feel they are successful in keeping them. Only 9%. 35% of those who failed their resolution, they say they had unrealistic goals. 33% who failed didn't keep track of their progress. That's why you have to write. You have to allocate. Your goals should be smart. They should also be timed. You have to make progress check every month. Where am I with my goals? 20% say they forgot about their resolutions. About 1 in 10 people, at 10% who fail, say they made too many resolutions. That's where priority comes in. What next after you discover everything that you are told was wrong, according to the topic of these discussions? All those you are told this is your year, all those messages that you receive of hope, joy, peace, may you have a progressive. Of course, we write them, like I said. Just know that they are written because of our social connections, our family connection, our friends. We have to keep fellowshipping. You have to keep staying together. We send those messages when you are sick. You have to wish someone well. But in the New Year resolution, people do it. For those who believe, if you believe and do, no faith without action is dead. If you believe without taking action, believe actually. Faith is followed by action. So for those who receive them to heart, do something about it, they succeed. All those messages are very wrong in terms of achieving your New Year resolutions. They just make you feel good. They are for social connection. And they have achieved their purpose. What do you do once you discover all these things are wrong? Let's go back to the topic. And for those who are tuning in, tell us, do you have New Year resolutions? Or maybe the question would be, and I think this one might corner most of my friends, most of the people who are watching this. Over the years you have set New Year resolution. How many of you have been able to achieve them? Maybe you can inspire us as well. Tell us some of the things you decided New Year resolution you set, and which ones were successful. Or you can tell us, you can gain from your knowledge, and you tell us what to do to ensure we achieve our New Year resolution, or what you did to achieve something that was very successful. I'll give you my story. I tell you what you need to do once you discover this wrong. Some of the things I've done in 2021, things I was able to succeed in, and those I failed in. Number one, don't rely on your willpower alone. I believe there are so many who have covered this topic all over the world. Motivational speakers, inspirational people, business leaders, church leaders as well. You have listened this in YouTube, on TV, and many other places. But this is true. Please don't die on your willpower. On 2nd of January, your willpower and motivation is very high. We are usually someone who look like people who have taken alcohol, people who have smoked something. We are very high. Our hopes are very high. If you are to gauge people's optimism on 2nd of January, it would be maybe 98%. People are happy and they believe something will happen. On 2nd of June, the situation is very different because willpower does not last. There's something else you need to do. And this something is called discipline. You need to also determine the best way to be able to achieve your goals. Number one is discipline to overcome willpower. One of the things, let me ask you, how easy is it to wake up in the morning when it is raining? Even when you are coming to work where you know you can't get late or you'll get fired. That's what it means. How easy is it? If you are to depend on willpower and motivation, somebody told you on Sunday, a motivational speaker, you'll not wake up. Discipline is the way to do. What is discipline? Discipline is basically doing something that needs to be done, whether you like it or not, even when you don't feel like doing it. Imagine waking up with all those resistance. You wake up, you sit down for 2 minutes fast to decide whether you are going to go back. You crawl in the darkness in the room, you switch off the light, you go to the washroom or you go wash your face and stuff like that. You've not closed, you've not opened your eyes yet. That is discipline. You go to the gym whether you like it or not. You go to your run even when you feel like you have an injury. I'm a runner and I can tell you one of the things to stop you from running after 2 weeks if you are consistent is injury. I got all types of injuries, by the way, never stopped. I just found a different way. If I got an injury here, maybe I start walking for a few days, then it heals. Then I start running again until right now I don't have any injury. That is what discipline means. And there are so many other, even in terms of our finances. If one of the things about your resolution is financial management. If you want to cut on spending, this year you want to invest. You want to manage your finances way better. Have you thought about it? Maybe the first place to start is awareness and education. The people who are doing classes about financial literacy. Some of them take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think we have a Bojani, a good friend of mine called Robert Ocheng. He does this. I'm not marketing. This is something I've done myself. There's also Centone and many other people who are doing this. Maybe that's the place to start. Do a course for 1 week. Most of us, especially gentlemen, I'm a man myself, we think what needs to be done. You don't want to listen to motivational speakers because you think they just talk, do nothing. What you all should be able to listen, read the Bible, read anything you need to, but judge for yourself what makes sense. Do this. Don't assume you know everything. Go to the expert, go to the professionals, start there. Start, if it's financial literacy, for example, start by training yourself how to manage your money. Don't suggest you know. There are so many things you don't. Start from there so that you work smartly this year. They tell you how to budget, what percentage to put here. Some of them will also challenge you. For those who earn less money, they will challenge you on how to make more money because you might be managing 30, 50,000 today per month. And maybe your potential is someone who can be making $500,000. You don't need to manage 30,000 when you can be managing 300. You are sitting on your potential and somebody will be able to tell you that. Take that 1 week class. That is just an example. Please don't depend on willpower alone. Number two, take baby steps. From my statistics, 35% of those who failed said they had unrealistic goals. What does it mean be unrealistic? You just people want to have overnight success. And let me tell you, there's nothing like it doesn't take. If you try, you'll crash. You'll be one out of a million who win lottery or sports person or something of the sort. That's overnight success. And they're still not success because that money get drained in some few years. Overnight success is not possible. Have realistic goals and take baby steps. I'll give you an example. I'm a runner myself, and I'll tell you, if you start running and you want to run half a marathon the first day, it will not work. You get discouraged, get injured, you can actually be hospitalized because the body is not used to that kind of load in a very short time. If you start running, you'd rather start by walking. And you can even start by walking 2 kilometers, which is extremely easy. By the time you go to June, you can running the half a marathon. Go progress. Most of us make a mistake of trying to do so much in a very short time. It doesn't work, and I'll tell you that for a fact. You crash, you get stressed, you get fatigued, you can actually be hospitalized. Go step by step, progressionally. Don't stay in one place. By the time you get into 6 months, you'll be running that half a marathon. You start by 2 kilometers. After 1 week, your body actually will adjust and you'll be able to do 3. Actually, the body will motivate you. You'll feel like you have a burst of energy. You want to walk more. By the time you clock a month, maybe most likely you'll be walking for 10 kilometers comfortably. You go to the second month, then start running maybe by 5 kilometers. That's how we started. By the 6 months, you'll be able to run. So take baby steps. Same for investment, same for anything else you are doing. Avoid drastic things from my own experience. Drastic things work in a short time. But imagine you stay for 101 years. Are you going to be able to be running 42 kilometers every 3 days? No, it's not possible. Look for sustainability by starting small. Baby step. For those who want to start business, you can't have business where username is it at the moment or Safaricom. No. You have to start with baby steps. Always remember that. And don't be one of those people who are afraid to start at the bottom, to start from zero. One person said most people fail to start because they don't want to be seen to be starting at the bottom. Don't be those people. Number 3, check your network. If you work with 5 thugs, or if you socialize, or if you are boys club or girls club or whatever, 5 of them are thugs, you'll be the 6th. That's how it works. If 5 of them are millionaires, you'll be the 7th. Not automatically. But you can't sustain yourself in such grouping when you're not going by their values. It is all about values, habits, what they do to reach there. You'll be out of scope, you'll be out of place, and you'll get away from that group. But if you stay, most likely you adopt their habits, their value system, like work ethic, the way they think, their mindset. Mindset is also something very important. And that's why we are advocating for training for the area that, and that's why you are watching this video as well. So that you can be able to learn new things. Don't know everything, by the way. Number 4, please don't give up. Persistent is very important. One of the things I've run for cumulatively 1.5 years. I usually do like 3 times a week. At least 3 to 4 times a week. 3 in the gym, 1 in the forest. We go to Karura Forest here and some other places. We have a group that takes care of that. Every week, our goals are divided weekly. That's how I divide my goals. Every week I track my progress. For example, I say every week I have to run 30 to 40 kilometers. It used to be 50. There's a time it used to be 60 when we had COVID and we had so much time in our hands. 30 to 40 kilometers, 3 times in the gym, 1 time out there. And it is well managed. I've been doing this for the last 1.5 years. I only missed, I think, like 3 to 4 weeks in this duration of time. Went on vacation somewhere, on leave. This 1 week I decided to rest. Persistence and consistency is everything. Let me tell you. And that's why we say you start small. Don't start with big goals. And I'll tell you this for a fact. And it has worked for me. Start with small goals that are consistent. They are sustainable. For example, if you are saving, let's start by saving. And you must save your goal by the way. Don't save, because once you are done saving without a goal, you can drink that money in a weekend, right? You can lend it to someone who will never return it. It is very common. Save with a goal. If you are saving, don't start by saving 90% of your salary in the first month. You get discouraged, you'll deceive. People want to have big things in a short time. No, it doesn't work. Be humble enough. If you want change that is lasting without stress, start small. You can start by saving what parts say 10% of your income. Put it in an account. Let me tell you, make it so easy. Part of this resistance, this is something else. Do a standing order so that every time it automatically deducts without telling you. If you are saving in a circle as well, a standing order, look for a system, something that will force you, and start small. Don't start with 90%. If you can and sustain that, it is okay. But start with 10%. What will happen? After 3 months, you'll feel, no, this is very good, and you get motivation. You increase to 15%. So I'm talking about be consistent. Don't give up. Be persistent. There's a difference between persistent and consistent. Consistency is doing something regular without stopping. You can do it for 1 year. Like you go to the gym 3 times a week without missing. Even when you are, say you have a cold, and yes, you are admitted, you still go. Instead of doing 2 hours, if that's what you 1 hour, you do a few minutes, like 20 minutes. That is very, very important. Persistence is being able to finish something. You start a job, you are able to finish. Your boss gives you a job to analyze something. You analyze, you encounter challenges, you fix them, you go ahead and you deliver a report. You go all the way to 100. Persistence is capable to finish something that you have started. Consistency is doing it for a long time so that you have a change. I think it's Bruce Lee who said, I fear not the man who, I don't know whether he was speaking about running. Let me say about, I fear not the man who does 1,000 kicks in 1 hour. I fear the man who does 1 kick 1,000 times. You understand? There's a difference. And that's why we are talking about doing something small. You can go look for that quote. This guy was talking about persistence. Somebody can go to the gym once and lift 100 kgs. Once in a month, those are 12 times in a year. Another person will do 3 times in a week, those are 12 times in a month. But they are not lifting 100 kgs, they are lifting 10, which is manageable, less painful, and less stress. But they do it for a whole year. That man will make a difference. Consistency. Please don't give up. Number 5, please limit the number of goals. 1 out of 10 people who failed from my research said they made too many resolutions. Let me tell you how I work. I've learned over the years, and you can apply the same. Don't have a million goals, 500 goals. Let me tell you, you just need less than 5 main goals this year. Less than 5, possibly 3, according to me. 3 main goals this year that you want to achieve. Even every day I wake up and say, these are the 3 things I want to do, based on the priority and what they mean to your life. They have to be very important to your life because there are so many things you can do in this world. Some of them are useless to you. So you have to decide what is important to you. Let me ask you, what are the 3 most major important things that you'd like to achieve this year? 3 major. Then break them down. If you have too many, let it not be more than 5. One person will say financial literacy. That's one big goal. Number 2, I want to increase my social connections. Those big goals, you must have a maximum of 5. That's how I work. If you have too many goals, more than 10, you get confused. Most people get confused. What do? They give up. Have you ever gone to the office or gone to work, wherever you work, or in your small business? You are bombarded by so many things. Mara, this person is calling, your mother is calling, your daughter is calling, somebody sends a WhatsApp, there are orders that need to be filled, there's somebody who needs help somewhere, maybe they have had an accident. You look at some paperwork that needs to be filled, then you remember today is the day of doing returns for KRA. There are so many things. Then you are also reminded your kid needed to go for a clinic for those who have kids. You wonder what to do. What do? You just relax, slow down, and do nothing. If you have too many goals, you'll be like that person. You are bombarded. Please at least have 5 maximum. Then focus on those 5. Break them down. We have 12 months. No, each month I can be able to do this, this, depending on your, and write them down, because writing ensure it reduces the number of things in your mind and also reduces stress. Writing is known to reduce stress as well, because you remove all the heavy weight that is in your head and in your system. You put it in a book or in I use my phone a lot. You look, I have a note here that I keep writing them. Some of them is shared. If I change one, I can still be able to get it. Limit the number of goals. The last thing, please don't entertain excuses. And this is where discipline comes in. Every morning, and one of the challenges most people have, not able to wake up, you're not able to go to the gym. People have so many challenges, and it is very personal for you. Don't entertain excuses. Like I said, even when you don't feel like going for exercise, for a walk, even when you don't feel like, I don't feel like saving this man. Actually, you have so many emergencies that are not emergencies. Another person's emergency is not your emergency, unless it's your family, your daughter, or something of the sort. You must, they say, start by paying yourself first. Paying yourself is ensuring you do that saving first before you spend the 90%. Make it very automatic. What I'm saying, even in months when you have those things that look like emergencies, or they say you delay your gratification, you have to learn how to have self-control, not just in finances. You have to learn how to delay your gratification. Self-control in finances, in relationships, in everything that you do, even in our job, so that you make sober decisions. What I'm saying, don't entertain excuses. Do it whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it. Soon, the resistance will reduce. For me, I'll tell you, I said I'll give you a story as I come to the tail end. I started running 1.5 years ago. After COVID came somewhere in March, we had so much time in our hands, and I decided I have to do something. I stayed home, watched some filming, then realized that it was not working. With some group of friends, we started going to the forest just to talk. Then we started walking. Then we realized we can start running, just like that. That's how we started running. In 6 months, we had started learning full-blown. We joined groups. We have apps to be able to monitor our progress, watch and many things. You learn many things. One of the things I have learned is the resistance have reduced over time. Right now, I don't think twice before I go for a run, for a walk, or I go to the gym. There's no, okay, there's some small resistance, but very little. But it used to be very difficult in the initial phases. I keep forcing myself. There are many times I got injuries all over, even here. Some funny injuries that I got over time. I was trying to manage my health. I made a decision to manage my health. That was my why. And of course, I lost a lot of weight. I lost 14 kg in 1 year. That time. I hope I should show some of these photos. Wanted. Then after that, I'm trying to maintain my weight. This is just for my health. It has also worked so well for my mind. Let me tell you, fitness is not just about your body looking good. It's not just about losing weight. No, it's also for your mental health. You feel better. There are hormones biologically. There's a hormone called endorphin, makes you feel good after you do a physical exercise. There's another hormone called dopamine. This is when you finish something. You finish a run, you finish a task and stuff like that. You can look into that biology. That is biology alone. In terms of our wholesome life, able to be healthy, you reduce the number of visits to the hospital, and you are more confident about the future. Right now, we are talking about immunity, very, very important. Even in terms of COVID, immunity has become a discussion. One way to improve your immunity, one way, there are many other ways, is exercise. However small it may be. If you can be able to walk for 1 kilometer every day in the evening, start with that. Very soon, your body will tell you to do too. One thing I've learned, resistance have reduced. I made a decision to be consistent. I've exercised for many years. More than 5 years to be really specific, but I've never been very consistent in my regimen. Once you understand that, go to the next step. Commit yourself to start small. Number 3, be very consistent. I've shared some of these steps. Be extremely consistent. Let me repeat again. Be extremely consistent. I want to meet someone in June who made a resolution in January and they are still following it. However small it is, segment or reduce your goals. They say reduce them to smaller. I'll tell you, Practically, that's what I do. My fitness goals are reduced 1 week. Monitoring my progress every week in terms of mileage. I'm working with that 40 kilometers. I'm a bit flexible. I don't work with perfectionism. That's another area. 30 to 40 kilometers every week if you're a runner. 3 times, at least 3 times going to the gym. If that's what you work, there are people who swim if that's fitness. Any goal you choose, start small, start with something sustainable. Ask yourself, can I do it until for the next 10 years? If the answer is no, most likely you'll not be able to sustain that habit. Very, very important. That's my fitness journey. Maybe I should share it in a different setting, but I have learned many things. If you start something today, however way it is, however difficult, but you start small, it will keep increasing the system, the way the system works all over the world. Where is biological, physical, what, universe, the system keep, if you are consistent, it keeps telling you to improve over time. I want to meet someone in December who started this year. Let me tell you, you'll have made so much progress. Most of us give up, we want big goals. Please, let's start with our mindset. Let's change our mindset first. All those things you have been told by people, most of them are wrong because they don't tell you the truth. Today I'm telling you the truth. And this year, with our group of friends, we told each other, let us tell each other the truth. If something is not working, tell someone what they need to do to make it work. Even if they are resistant, my friend, you need to be consistent this year. If you are saving every month, come rain, come sunshine, please ensure you do, despite the emergencies, unless it is those health emergencies in the nuclear family as well. Start by saving. Make it as easy as possible. Standing orders are able to work. Finally, I would like to say something very, very important. You always start with a why before I exit this discussion today, this conversation today. And for those, my friend, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do it. We'd like to have your view as well. Comment down there. Tell us what you have done to make your New Year resolution work over the year. You may help someone as well. And don't forget to subscribe. Start with a why. Why am I saying this? Most of the reason why we fail is because we don't know why we are doing things. The reason your job is very difficult is because you don't have a why. You don't know why you are doing the job. If you are doing only to make money, it doesn't work. Let me tell you some of the examples of why to make it so practical, so easy for you. One of the things, there are people who are working very hard to be able to live a life they did not have when they were growing up. There are people who are working very hard to be able to make a change in their society. You have seen people who are like children who need school fees, for example, not your own family, and maybe you want to address that area. The people who want to change the narrative, I've met one of my friends. He wants to do trainings to young people in the area of ICT because he has been asking himself, why is it that all the systems that we buy, software solutions in the country, they come from abroad? Why is it that our young people, as educated as they are not able to develop those systems? These systems are bought for billions of shillings. What if it is our young people who are being paid that money? Why is it that we can't manufacture even toothpicks, for example? Why is it that we can't manufacture very simple things, especially as Kenyans, let's say even as Africans? These things are simple as they are it's because it's mindset. That person has something that they want to change. The people who are called in the area of spirituality, they want to start a church. You have a why, and that's why they preach in the night, in the rain, in the darkness, in the northern frontier. There are people who have that calling. What is your why today? Why are you doing whatever you are doing? Do you want to change something? Why do you have all those 10 resolutions? Living a better life is also something else. That's also a why. You want to have a much better retirement when you retire. And you are working very hard to ensure you can travel the world. The people who are working very hard to have freedom at some point in their lives, allow them to take more time here. They want what somebody was asking me the other day in a financial track. What does money mean to you, for example? That's why they are trying to answer you. For some people, it means freedom. For some people, it means power. For some people, it means options and choices. You can wake up today and resign from your job if you don't like it. You can wake up today and say, I want to move to the America and stay there, because you are financially stable. So you have to ask yourself, why today? Why are you doing the things you are doing today? Why do you want to wake up? Why do you want to exercise? Basically, you want to be healthy, you want to feel better, you want to enjoy your life. Why do you have all 3, 5, some have 10? We have said have a maximum of 5, if possible 3. Big goals. Why do you have those resolutions written down, so determined and so hard? That why will help you to wake up very early in the morning, because you are able to connect. These are emotions. You're able to connect and saying, I'm waking up very early because I want to enjoy my life. I want to take charge of my life so that I can have better return. I can travel the world with my family. I can take them to better school. They did not go to good school. Maybe you yourself, you did not. Expose them to things they did not have. That's about children. What I'm saying, establish your why today. And it will be able to help you wake up early, go to the gym 3 times a week, follow that nutrition plan that has been shared with you. And let me tell you, like we did from the beginning, most of us assume we know. Go consult a professional, like a nutrition plan. Most of us will not. We assume juices are bad, juices are good, Coke is good, use an investment.